name is Adi Tresnyanto Sastra from STBA Teknokrat Lepisi, Sastra Inggris semester 7. Tonight I want to an analysis of feminism approach on Emily Dickinson's poem I'm Wife, I Finished That, presented as a literary criticism final examination assignment. This paper will explore how Emily Dickinson talks, sometimes subtly, sometimes sarcastically, about marriage that does not allow a woman to be complete woman, but smothers her as an individual and restricts her from asserting herself, her needs, and her desires. The poem read for this purpose are I'm wife, I finished that. She rose to his requirement drop. Title divine is mine. For this study, the writer found a problem about this poem. What was Emily Dickinson's state of mind according to the poetry? Now we shall study this poem to find the answers. First things first, I want to read this poem. I'm wife, I finished that. The other state, I'm czar, I'm woman now. It's safer so. How odd the girl's life looks behind this soft eclipse. I think that earth feels so. The folks in heaven now, this being comfort then, that other kind was pain. But why compare? I'm wife. Stop here. Stop there. Summary. In the poem I'm Wife, I Finished That, Dickinson wants to show the difference in becoming a woman and a wife. The poetic voice is a young girl who has conflicting feelings about turning into a woman, particularly a wife, whilst constantly reassuring herself that it is safer and comfortable to be so. Her contradictory feelings arise when she realizes that leaving girlhood, becoming a woman and then a wife will prevent her from having self-identity. Because once she is a wife, she is almost labeled as the possession of her husband. Emily Dickinson portrays an extremely complicated approach regarding marriage in the poem. Although Dickinson was not married, she clearly demonstrated her perception on both situations of being single and being married. Analysis per stanza. Stanza 1. I'm wife, I finished that. That other state, I'm Cesar, I'm woman now, it's safer so. Here, when Dickinson says I finished that, it is stating that it was certainly already finished to be a wife. Therefore, it is in a way expected an achievement. She is also mocking the word wife with the use of her quotation. Then she speaks of another state, which is an extreme, as a czar. Now she is a woman. To me, I believe she was saying that a wife is not the same as a woman. as in saying that women are not women under men's control, and ironically are more safe away from society's common role for women. The second and third stanza, how odd the girl's life looks. Behind this soft eclipse, I think that earth feels so. To folks in heaven now, this being comfort then, that other kind was pain. But why compare? I'm wife. Stop there. When she says that a girl's life is out behind the soft eclipse, she is speaking of how bizarre life openly is for girls, since eclipses are bright and a monumental occasion. She also calls it soft to revert back to the wife. She regards the heavens above, emphasizing now as in the issue on woman is a current one, and then to show a connection in time. She speaks of this in, in heaven having pain, remembering when they listen and stop as unsettled as wives. Therefore, this poem is ironically comparing wives from Caesar's woman and describe that even people in heaven can look back and recall the pain they had in following society's demands of their assumed nature. And the conclusion, as we as I analyzed in the above section, I know that in this poem Emily Dickinson wants to present a very intricate approach towards marriage. At the first three lines, she shows her a pro-marriage opinion, but in the last, she writes the ironic messages that mocks the society norm in mid-19 for pressurizing girls to get married. She wants to show that the marriage for the girls is like soft eclipse. Marriage will give the safer life for the girls that are demanded to them and finally painless, or the complete opposite of it that will cause a pain for them. I think this poem is presented to mock the sexiest society of the middle 19th century for pressurizing girls to get married, have a family, have children, and have a typical lifestyle. That's all for me. Thank you so much.